The year is 2012, and the most recent entry in the Mario Kart franchise is the one for the Nintendo 3DS, Mario Kart 7. It introduced a new feature called the Kart Customization System, where players can customize their karts by choosing different bodies, wheels, and gliders. It's a pretty cool new feature, and the game is actually pretty fun, but there is something missing. November approaches, and Nintendo releases their brand new system, the Wii U, which is a direct upgrade to the Nintendo Wii and now supports HD graphics. This new console also comes with a tablet controller that allows for a second screen experience that complements the main TV screen. As is the case with pretty much every Nintendo home console ever, a new entry in the Mario Kart franchise was expected, and on January 23 of 2013, a Nintendo Direct presentation revealed that a new Mario Kart entry was in development for the Wii U. Yeah, that's it. That was the first reveal. Letters on a screen. Anyways, we would have to wait until June 2013 during the Electronic Entertainment Expo to get a glimpse at the future of Mario Kart. Instead of a traditional press conference, Nintendo opted for a pre-recorded video version this time around, which allowed them to focus on all of the games that would be released for the Wii U in the near future, and also allocated less times for useless and cringy E3 moments. Right after introducing Pokémon X, Pokémon Y, and Super Mario 3D World, we would get our first trailer for Mario Kart 8. This trailer showcased the significant addition of the anti-gravity mechanic to the Mario Kart series. This feature allowed players to race on walls and ceilings. The game was planned to release in spring of 2014. I remember watching this trailer and I was excited AF. I mean, who wouldn't? The tracks that were shown looked phenomenal, the graphics were insane, and it's a new Mario Kart game for a home console. Now I can finally get rid of my 3DS. In the months following E3 2013, Nintendo gradually revealed additional tracks, characters, and vehicles that would be featured in Mario Kart 8. The launch took place on May 30, 2014, and the game's release was a significant event for both Nintendo and all fans of the Mario Kart series. Nintendo also released a Mario Kart 8 Wii U bundle, which included a black Wii U console with 32 GB of storage, and a physical copy of Mario Kart 8. For players who already owned a Wii U console, well, Nintendo offered a limited edition Mario Kart 8 software bundle. It included the physical copy of Mario Kart 8 as well as a Spiny Shell collector's item. The case in which the game came is red for some reason. I never really understood why some Nintendo games do this, but yeah, this one is yet another game that will look out of place in your gaming collection. Oh well. Mario Kart 8 features an extensive selection of tracks, featuring 16 new additions and 16 classic favorites from previous games, and I have to admit that all of these tracks are bangers. You have your classic circuits, which is expected, but most of the tracks feature creative themes and settings that were never seen in a Mario Kart game before. I'm thinking airport, ski resort, exotic rooms, and whatever the hell Electrodrome is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be a dance club? I don't know. The classic tracks are also pretty insane, as they have been remastered in a way where it's basically impossible to say that they are just basic remakes. They all add new mechanics, new twists, and the game even managed to make GameCube Dry Desert a fun track. That was quite the feat, because this one freaking sucks. One notable innovation is the introduction of anti-gravity sections on numerous tracks, allowing karts to race on walls and ceilings. While this is the main new gimmick of this game, and the one Nintendo kept talking about before the game's release, it actually doesn't change gameplay that much. And to be fair, that's actually a good thing. Racing on walls and ceilings is pretty cool, but since the camera kind of follows you around, you don't actually notice it that much. What tells you you're now in anti-gravity mode are your kart wheels, which are now tilted, and also this little boost you get by bouncing on other enemies and gravity bumpers. Not gonna lie, this is a very simple mechanic, but it is super effective and makes these sections so much fun. Mario Kart 8 also introduced a brand new feature called Mario Kart TV. This allows players to review and share highlights from their races. After you complete a race, players can access the Mario Kart TV section to watch the most exciting moments, slow them down, speed them up, and play them again. This new addition was so unique that Nintendo actually made it the default option after you beat a race. So if you were like me and were mashing the A button to quickly get to the next race, well, oopsie, now you gotta watch the highlights. Didn't take long for Nintendo to actually realize this was a stupid idea, and a patch was quickly released to switch back those two options. Speaking of things that quickly got patched, the original release of Mario Kart 8 didn't feature an on-screen map for some reason. You know, this little mini map that every single Mario Kart game ever had? Well, it's not in this one, folks. You gotta check out the Wii U gamepad. It's new, it's shiny, it's fresh, and it was quickly patched, and now you can have the on-map screen back. Good. But let's go back to Mario Kart TV, as it was advertised as a brand new cool thing to play with. And sure, it is kinda cool to be able to clip the best moments from a race and get different viewing angles, but the novelty wears off quickly. Nintendo allowed you to share the clips you created to YouTube, which is something I actually never did, but I do know some people actually enjoyed that. What wasn't as cool is that Nintendo would automatically content claim every Mario Kart clips posted online using this feature. So if you dreamed of being the next Mario Kart YouTube millionaire, well, you'll probably never want to use that feature ever. A couple new items were shown in the trailers, released prior to the game's launch, notably the Boomerang Flower, which seems to have been inspired by Super Mario 3D Land, and also the Piranha Plant, which works similarly to the one you get in Super Mario 3D World. In the final game, we also got the Super Horn, which is an item that actually protects you from everything, including the infamous blue shell, and also the Crazy 8, which works exactly like the Lucky 7 did in Mario Kart 7. It gives you 8 different items that revolve around your character, and you can use them all. These new items are pretty cool and actually change gameplay a bit, so it was nice to have them. Mario Kart 8 is also the first Mario Kart game to feature fully orchestrated music recorded in studio with actual real instruments. And let me tell you that these music tracks are actually amazing. They sound so good, they fit so well, and wow, it's neat for Mario Kart to finally get the music quality that it deserves. After all, the Mario Kart franchise features some of the best Nintendo songs ever, so you know, having them orchestrated is actually way better. But not all things are better in Mario Kart 8. You know where I'm going with this. The classic battle mode has been completely destroyed in this version. Battle mode now takes place on redesigned versions of regular tracks instead of dedicated battle courses. This was a departure from earlier Mario Kart games and was a notable aspect criticized by some players, and for good reasons. It sucks. Chasing people around on racing circuits just doesn't hit the same as fighting them in a dedicated battle arena. And the selection of tracks is actually pretty weird too. It just seems like developers at Nintendo randomly chose 8 tracks and were like, hey, these ones are good enough, people will enjoy them. Well, no. Not really. It seems like this was an afterthought, and Nintendo just couldn't delay the game's launch further to create the battle tracks. After all, the Wii U was selling very poorly, and Mario Kart 8 needed to be out as soon as possible in order to save it. It kinda sucks that the battle mode ended up sucking, but don't worry, I'm sure a future Deluxe port will save it. While we're on the topic of disappointing things, we kinda have to talk about the roster for this game. To be fair, it isn't that bad, because it features all of the classic characters you know and love, you know, Mario, Luigi, Peach, blah blah blah, and it also includes Waluigi this time around. Yeah, remember Waluigi wasn't in Mario Kart 7? And yeah, that was a big problem back then. It's just great to have him back. But the real disappointment is that the Koopalings are in the game. Okay, wait. They're cool, okay? But they just take too many spots. We don't need all of the Koopalings. Speaking of, we don't need all of those baby characters either. Why do we have so many? And that's not even talking about Gold Mario and Pink Gold Peach. What is up with that? I feel like they're just making up random characters at this point. Sure, the DLC would eventually add cooler characters, including Link, but it kinda sucks that these were paid characters. Especially if you didn't pay for the damn DLC, then you'd see those icons reminding you that you are broke and could potentially play with so many more characters if you had enough money. Yeah, it's a bit of an annoyance. I guess now's the time to discuss the DLC that Nintendo released for that game, as it didn't take too long for them to start announcing new content. On August 6, Nintendo dropped a trailer for a free DLC featuring Mercedes-Benz cars coming to Mario Kart. Yeah, I'm still very unsure what this is all about, but you can now have Mario and his friends driving Mercedes-Benz. Did I enjoy this DLC? I mean, sure, it's cool, I guess, it's free, I cannot really complain, but did it make me want to buy a Mercedes-Benz? Well, not really. In fact, this is probably the closest I'll ever be to driving a Mercedes-Benz, so you know what, I'll take it. On August 26 of the same year, which is about 3 months after the initial launch, 2 DLC packs were announced and their names are very creative. DLC Pack 1 and DLC Pack 2. Wow, I guess the team that made the battle mode was also responsible for naming the DLC packs. The first pack would come out in November and would include 3 new characters, 4 new vehicles, and 2 new cups for a total of 8 new racetracks. Amongst the new characters was Link from The Legend of Zelda, and that was pretty freaking amazing at the time. I mean, Mario Kart was always about Mario characters. And Donkey Kong ones, I guess. But this DLC marked the first time characters from another universe would join in the fun. Was Mario Kart slowly turning into Super Smash Bros, but with cars? Well, kinda, especially as the new tracks also featured a brand new F-Zero circuit. Wow, what is the price for this amazing thing? $8 freaking dollars! Man, what a deal! And if you trust the Nintendo to release bangers, well, you could also purchase Pack 1 and 2 together for $12, saving 4 in the process. Like seriously, at this price, it was worth every penny. Plus, if you pre-ordered before the release date, you'd receive the option to play as many colored Yoshis and Shy Guys, which is kinda neat. I mean, it's not game-changing, but it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, this first pack was amazing and was everything I wanted from a Mario Kart DLC. I mean, it got Yoshi Circuit from Double Dash, an Excite Bike track which randomly changes every time you play, a very fast F-Zero track, a totally original one called Dragon Driftway, which is just so dang fun, Hyrule Circuit, which takes place in the Zelda universe, SNES Rainbow Road, probably my favorite one, Wario's Gold Mine from Mario Kart Wii, and also Ice Ice Outpost. This one kinda sucks, so it doesn't really matter. As for the vehicles, we got the Blue Falcon from F-Zero, the Master Cycle from the Zelda universe, as well as a couple other cars and parts. The 3 new characters were Tanuki Mario, Cat Peach, and Link. So, for $8, or $6 if you pre-ordered both packs, you just can't complain. It is an amazing deal. DLC Pack 2 came out later the following year on April of 2015 and featured a new Animal Crossing track, another F-Zero track, an underground subway track, one taking place in the woods, as well as remakes of GBA Cheeseland, Ribbon Road, 3DS Neo Bowser City, and GameCube's Baby Park. Those tracks were pretty neat, and I really enjoyed them. As for the characters, well, we got Villager and Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and also Dry Bowser. But at the same time as this DLC pack was released, a free update was also given away, featuring a brand new game mode, 200cc. Now this is fast. Maybe I'm just too bad at Mario Kart, but I never actually enjoyed 200cc, cause it just feels way too fast. You kinda never have to brake in Mario Kart, but if you're playing 200cc, then braking becomes mandatory, as you'll just fall down the tracks over and over again if you don't. This is especially true in tracks like SNES Rainbow Road. That one's a nightmare, or at least it is to me. But you know what? I can't complain. It was free, it added more to a classic game, so it's positive to have it in. The DLC packs also added Mii costumes, which could be unlocked by scanning the correct Amiibo. which might explain why I have so many damn amiibos in my office. Nintendo fueled my addiction by adding amiibo support in every single first-party Wii U game. I just fell right into their trap. And judging by the fact that I still buy them today, I'm still stuck in that trap. Please send help. The way to play online in Mario Kart 8 with the DLC was a bit odd, as people that didn't own the DLC tracks just couldn't play them online. So when you'd create a lobby, you'd have to choose whether to have only the original tracks, or DLC Pack 1, or 2, or both. And to me, as a content creator, this was a bit annoying, cause I used to stream a lot of Mario Kart 8 back in the days with my viewers, and I had to turn off the DLC tracks, cause not everyone had them, and I just wanted as many people to be able to join in and have a great time. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention that a Wii U bundle including Mario Kart 8 and all of the DLC packs was also released during the Wii U life cycle, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened. Until March 2023, when all servers were shut down because of a security vulnerability which allowed hackers to take control of other users' Wii U consoles. Damn, the Wii U was already dead for a while now. Why did hackers decide to attack the poor thing? Don't you think it has suffered enough already? Anyways, version 4.2 was released on August 3rd of 2023, restoring online play to the game for all 3 of you that still play this game online instead of just playing the Switch version. Which brings me to our next topic, the Deluxe port. Fast forward to October of 2016, after months and months of speculation on when Nintendo would announce their brand new console codenamed Nintendo NX. A tweet was posted on October 19 saying, "Be among the first to discover NX. Watch the preview trailer at 10 AM Eastern." Oh my gosh, this tweet was insane! And the following day, the Nintendo Switch was revealed, and during the trailer, there was this segment which featured a new Mario Kart game. Or, is it a new Mario Kart game? Is it a port of Mario Kart 8 for Wii U? Wait a minute, you can hold 2 items now? What is this I'm looking at? That was all that was said and shown for the time being, up until the Nintendo Switch presentation of 2017, where they showed a couple seconds of footage of this new Mario Kart game here and there, but they never actually mentioned anything about it. We'd have to wait after the presentation to discover a trailer online for a game called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Half of this trailer showcased a brand new battle mode that featured its own tracks, items, and game modes. Finally! And 30 seconds into the trailer, we got a glimpse of a new battle stage based on Splatoon, and the Inklings were also now part of the roster. This trailer was insane, cause in 1 minute and 32 seconds, Nintendo managed to make everyone interested about Mario Kart 8 again. It didn't matter that it was a port or an enhanced version and not a new Mario Kart game, because it featured so much new things that it actually felt like a new game anyways. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out in April, which is like a month after the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and I was overwhelmed back then. I mean, I was barely done with Zelda Breath of the Wild, and now I had to try this new Deluxe port of one of my favorite games ever. I got it on launch day, and tried the new battle mode, which was just so much better. Not only did it feature dedicated battle courses, it also included 5 battle modes, including the classic Balloon Battle, but also Ba-Bum Blast, a mode where all of the items are bombs, which leads to a lot of explosions. There was also Coin Runners, a mode where you had to grab as many coins as you could in a limited amount of time. Shine Thief, a mode where you had to grab a shine sprite and keep it for as long as you can while everyone is trying to get it off you. And finally, there was Renegade Roundup, which kind of reminds me of Cops vs. Robbers. A team is chasing around the other team and tries to eat them with their piranha plants. Those new battle game modes were actually very fun, and the tracks were also pretty good. It was worth buying this game just for this battle mode alone, in my opinion. But if you're more interested in the race tracks, well, you'll be happy to know that every single track from Mario Kart 8 is included in Deluxe. Yes, even the 2 DLC packs. You can now hold 2 items at the same time, kinda like you could in Mario Kart Double Dash, which actually changes the strategy and how you'd manage those two items. The game also features a turbo boost now while drifting if you hold it down for long periods of time, so that's neat. New characters are also available: King Boo, Dry Bones, and Bowser Jr. There were some quality of life improvements made to help new people, such as smart steering, which, when enabled, helps players stay on the track, and also the auto accelerate feature, which allows your kart to always accelerate even when you don't push a button. I don't really use any of these, but I know they're very useful to introduce inexperienced players to the world of Mario Kart, so that's pretty neat. Two new items also appeared in this game. Well, not new, because they were in previous Mario Kart games, but new for this one. The Boo item turns you invisible and allows you to steal items from other players, and exclusive to the battle mode is the Feather, which makes you perform high jumps, so that's cool. But yeah, besides all of this, this is what the game was. Mario Kart 8, the definitive edition. There were a couple of balance updates released here and there in the years following the release, including this free DLC which allowed the game to work with the Nintendo Labo cardboard thingy. Yay, I guess. A new costume was also released for Link based off Breath of the Wild, so yeah, that's kinda neat too. But still, no DLC, no new tracks, none of what really mattered. Obviously, Nintendo was about to reveal Mario Kart 9 and the hype was strong. But here's the thing, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe quickly became the best-selling Switch game of all time and kept on breaking new records. Every Black Friday, a Switch bundle featuring the game was released, and every single year it sold like hotcakes. Even though this was an old Wii U game re-released for a new console, it kept on selling and selling more and more copies, to the point where it would have been kinda dumb for Nintendo to release a sequel. Cause if you release a sequel, then people would stop buying the previous one, just waiting for the next one. But it's your best selling game, so you want to keep it selling like hotcakes. So what do you do then? Well, you announce brand new DLC tracks over 4 years after the game release, obviously. Randomly, during a Nintendo Direct in February of 2022, Nintendo just said, "F it, let's release some DLC." And thus was born the Mario Kart Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. This new DLC was going to be split into 6 waves, with every wave featuring 8 new tracks, and all of these would be out by the end of 2023. Holy shit! This is amazing! I mean, just take a moment and realize what that means. The original game has 48 tracks, and now we will get 48 new tracks! Double the fun, baby! And of course, they had to showcase Coconut Mall during the first trailer, because it's one of the best dang tracks ever created in the history of mankind. How much will this all cost? Well, $25 for all 6 waves. Or, if you're a paying Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack member, well, it's gonna be free for you. Yeah, at this point Nintendo is not messing around. They want this game to keep being the #1 selling for eternity, and I don't blame them, it's amazing. I'm not gonna detail every single racetrack that was added in the 6 waves of this DLC, but I have a long video showcasing all of them, so you'll definitely want to check that out afterwards. Anyways, not all tracks are born equal in this DLC pack, as some of them look quite ugly, while others are just fantastic looking. Compared to the base game, they clash a bit, and they don't look as detailed or polished, but for the price, I cannot complain. Every time a new wave was released, people would flock back to Mario Kart 8, and the game would suddenly become more popular once again, and kept on selling more and more. It is a win-win situation really, more sales for Nintendo, and more tracks for us gamers. These new waves also introduced new characters, such as Birdo, Petey Piranha, Wiggler, Kamek, Diddy Kong, Pauline, Peachette, and Funky Kong, which was unexpected, as the trailer initially just discussed new tracks. The final wave also added new Mii suits that your Mii character can wear, as well as a new Mii suit that you can collect by scanning a Daisy Amiibo. I don't have one of these yet. Well, guess I'm gonna have to go back to the store now. One wave also added the ability to choose what items you want available in the item boxes, which was something Mario Kart never had before. Wow, this game is legendary at this point. I mean, it started off as a really fun little game on the Wii U and got some pretty cool DLCs, and then it was ported to a brand new console to receive 48 new tracks 4 years after the launch. I love Mario Kart 8. I love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I guess I just love Mario Kart. But you know what? I have one remaining question. Can we get a new Mario Kart game now?